going. There we go. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with the audio lately. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show. I apologize for that. No audio. We had a Saturday game here we got to talk about. We've got all kinds of week 15 Sunday information we got to throw at you. But dud game for Ramondre Stevenson. A lot of us had Ramondre in our lineups, and the guy totally dropped a dud of a performance. Really sucks. Really sucks. Ramondre was set up very nicely in this game. We thought they were going to run the football a ton, the Patriots, and it just wasn't happening. And they were down early. It sucked. It was a bad game script. It just turned south for Stevenson right away, who could have potentially had a very big game. He had the spotlight, no Damian Harris. It was a very bad performance for a lot of us who wanted Ramondre Stevenson in that lineup. And he could have had a much different game had the thing not gotten out of control and spiraled out of control for the Patriots. But kind of shocking game. We knew that JT would be fed, and JT was fed, and JT dropped absolute fire, of course. We'll go over all the players that did well and did not do well. We'll start off with Ramondre. Ramondre rushed the ball 10 times for 36 yards, hauling in one catch. Very bad game. We were expecting a ton of production from Ramondre Stevenson in this outing in Week 15. Mac Jones didn't do much till the fourth quarter, but if you had him starting in like a 2 QB league, he got you 299 and 2 touchdowns, but also had 2 INTs. Not a great day for him, not a great day for the Patriots, but he did get some like garbage time, you could say. But man, what a mixed bag this game was. It felt like a Thursday night game in a lot of ways. What did Wentz throw for like 50 yards? I mean, it was a pathetic fantasy performance pretty much the whole game until Jonathan Taylor started dropping fire late in the game. He was averaging like 3-point-something yards per carry leading up to that monster 70-yard breakaway touchdown run, which he completely, padded his stats with, which was awesome. And we knew it eventually happened. Take nothing away from that. You cannot, I get tired of people saying, well, you take away that big long run and then JT wouldn't have had, as big. Who cares? You can't do that. You can't play that game. JT had what he had. JT finished with 170 and a touchdown, and the guy's sleepwalking into 2022 is the 1.1. Sleepwalking. There's no debate. There's no debate whatsoever who the number one overall player is walking into 2022. Redraft, dynasty, it don't matter. He is the 1.1 without hesitation, without equivocation. There is no arguing the point. 170 and 1 touchdown. Very big outing. I was going against him in a couple big leagues, and I found myself kind of rooting for him to stay kind of tamed. I had him in another league, so I wanted him to do well. And so that 70-yard breakaway run, we had that against us in the IG Experts League. So it was a tough one to watch, even though I was partially cheering for it. Darrell Henderson has been activated from the C list, so he should be a go for Week 15, which is bad news for Sony Michel, good news for Darrell Henderson owners. But we don't truly know what's going to really happen. Terry Roberts in the house, Silver Rapture in the house, Engage, E111 Rooks, Blackbeard. We got the whole gang in here, Swaggy. 28 Trains was first in the door. Dar was second. Engage was 3. Swaggy was 4. Blackbeard was 5. Congrats on you guys getting in here as the notification squad filing in the room. Where was that? Henderson, we got that one out of the way. Okay, Henderson's back. Tough to say. If you've got Henderson, do you start him? Do you put him in your lineup right away? Do you trust that he'll get the workload? Will they still give Sony Michel a ton of work? Odell Beckham Jr., the delayed, he tested negative, supposedly. He put a tweet out saying negative test, and everyone started going crazy on Twitter and everywhere where that was posted, and everyone's excited because now they got Odell Beckham Jr. back from that tweet, and then now it's kind of confirmed here. He's activated, and so he should be a go. Very good play walking into this Week 15 battle. Get your Odell Beckham Jr. shares pumped up and ready to go. Who is it? Isn't it Robert in here that loves him as a wide receiver one going forward? He has been playing pretty darn well. I think Odell's more of a wide receiver 2 to me. But it's still not for sure he's going to play 2. Make sure you keep checking back. But it sounds like he will. It says looks likely to be able to play. The Rams activated DB. Darrell Henderson, Hollins, Hopkins, and Jackson. The 2-day delay will likely be critical for the Rams in fielding close to their normal roster against the Seahawks. Beckham looks like a wide receiver 2-3 potentially. Yeah, so he looks like he'll probably be good to go, but we're not 100% certain yet. I don't know what the timelines are for that, why we're not 100% certain, but there's all kinds of crazy deadlines, timelines, amount of times testing, all this stuff. Who knows? So Odell likely to play. Start getting excited, but keep checking back. Michael Carter activated from the injured reserve. I think a lot of people are counting on him a little too much. I'm not saying bench him. I'm not saying don't find places to start him in spots. I do like him. So definitely use him if you need to use him. Odell and Henderson are likely to play. Engage. So get them fired up. Just make sure you check back. But Carter, everyone's kind of talking about Carter like a running back, high-end running back too, and I'm more of like, okay, put him in as a flex. I don't mind Carter as a flex, but I don't know that I feel running back 2 worthy. I don't think that label's ready for him yet. Bad offense. There's no checkdowns going on. I mean, it was checkdown city with Mike White, and I don't feel the same way right now in this offense. It's a bad offense. It's hard to imagine the Jets running the football constantly in the third and the fourth quarter. It seems like the Jets will be playing from behind a lot. The good thing is Michael Carter can catch the football very, very well, so he can stay involved even if the, if the rush gets dialed out of the game plan. So, Silver Rapture says Ayuk, Claypool, St. Brown, Gallup, Osborne, pick 2. Give me Ayuk and Claypool. But super close, man. Troy with a super chat. The real King Henry showed up tonight, says Troy, talking about referencing JT. I don't know if we'll call him the King Henry, because King Henry is King Henry. I mean, there's no real comparison. I would say the heir apparent, the torch has been passed to JT from King Henry. I think that's definitely feels more as an accurate description of the relationship between the two. But I hear what you're saying, and I think everyone here agrees with you in that sense. Oh, you talking about Hunter Henry? Talking about Hunter Henry? Okay, I got you. He's talking about Hunter. He's calling Hunter Henry King Henry. The real King Henry, the real Hunter Henry enters the chat. 2 TDs and 77 yards, something like that. Hunter Henry was a good play. You started Hunter Henry. You had a good day. you had a day. You had a day. Swaggy had Hunter Henry. Best flex upside, Lazard or Dylan? Probably Dylan, bro. Probably Dylan. Smitty, I got a hard decision. We had Kelsey and Hill, or he has Kelsey and Hill, so you're down early. Need 2 wide receivers and a flex. Renfro, Higgins, and probably Penny, bro, is what I'd go with. Terry Roberts, hit the like button. Get tailored. Get JT'd. Mark Cleveland, good to see you, pal. Mark, have you watched Yellowstone yet? Because I picture Mark living a little bit in this Yellowstone world. Like, Mark, when I come out to visit you someday, I better see a lot of this Yellowstone stuff going on in your world, because Mark is a rancher. I mean, I just picture Mark Cleveland now. I picture Kevin Costner when I think of Mark Cleveland on the fields, on a horse, getting in fights. Mark Cleveland. Is Edmonds a good play? That's a hard call. Aaron Jones, Dylan Edmonds, and Jeff Wilson. Wilson got a good matchup. I don't know, says Mark Cleveland. And I picture him doing it in now I picture him doing it like just with this angry face on a horse. He's asking all of his questions on a horse in my mind moving forward. If I had to rank these, I would probably say we've got cows, peanuts, corn, and cotton, says Mark Cleveland. What about, are there any bad cowboys riding around that you've got to set straight once in a while? Just lie to me. Tell me yes. Aaron Jones, Dylan Edmonds, Jeff Wilson. This is a tough one because Jeff Wilson could surprise everybody and do well, or continue to be bad. And I could see Jeff Wilson not doing well. Smitty, I started Borgia. You started Borgia, not the Borgias, right? Borgia, singular, right? I hope you did. And stick with it, Terry, I promise you. Where did you find it, by the way? What network? Stick with it. Once you get about 4 or 5 episodes in, it gets crazy, man. Lamb the like button. Lamb the like button. If I had to rank these, Mark, I'd probably rank them in order. I don't know how many you need, so I'm going to rank them in order. Aaron Jones, probably Dylan, Edmonds, and then Wilson. Or I could go Wilson over Edmonds. I could flip a coin on that one because it's really close. But I almost have to start Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon if I'm you, because you don't know what you're going to get. And they both could probably do well. Adam with the super chat. Like the video, road to 100 likes. Thank you, MJ. Appreciate you, buddy boy. Apple TV. But, oh, so you bought each episode. Okay, I got you, Terry. I was wondering if you found it on like a network somewhere. Mark Cleveland, Terry Roberts. I think I'm caught up on my super chats on screen here. Playing Big Ben over LJ. I mean, if Lamar Jackson's playing, you play Lamar Jackson. If you've got to make a call, you know, Big Ben is not a bad play. Not a bad play at all. Mark Cleveland says wishing Connor was out. Yeah. And Edmonds is a pretty decent play. I don't hate it. I don't hate the play at all. I feel like I can't sit Aaron Jones or A.J. Dillon. I got to play both of them in your scenario. It's not like you have like a Javonte or something that makes you choose one, right? So, but you have a good team, Mark. Your team is pretty solid. I think you got the best team in the league. So, or at least top 3. PPR, need to St. Brown, Gallup, Osborne, Eagles, Cards, or Packers D. Stevenson killed me. Need upside now. Much love, dog. You've helped so much. I'm sorry about Stevenson. I know we all liked him. It's not like I twisted anyone's arm into starting him. We all felt like this was going to be a good play this week. And it was set up nicely. It just was bad. It was a bad game script for him. It turned south very quickly. You know, it sucks because Ramondre Stevenson's very, very good. It reminds me a lot of Alexander Mattison last year. He filled in for Dalvin Cook in like week 7 or 8 or something, 9. I forget what week it was. He did very badly. And everyone wrote him off. They said, he had a shot. He failed. I can't stand Madison. He's no good. He's garbage. He's a scrub. They drafted another rookie. What's his name? No one couldn't even remember his name. And he was going to take over. And Madison was dead to everybody. Even though Madison played again in week 17 of last year and went off. He had 2 touchdowns, over 100 total yards. People just said, no, Madison filled in. He crapped the bed. I'm done with Madison. Walking into this year, Madison, you know, obviously we wish we got more out of Madison, but Madison proved he's a beast. The top 5 running back if he's in there starting. I feel like a lot of people are going to overly judge Ramondre Stevenson right now. And I'm telling you, this kid's good. It was just a bad game script. It sucked. Really, really, really pissed off that happened the way it did. St. Brown, Gallup, Osborne, Eagles, Cards. I go Cards, bro. It's a good matchup for the Cardinals against the Lions. Very, very good matchup. As far as needing two between St. Brown, Gallup, and Osborne, I'd probably go St. Brown and Osborne. I feel like the opportunities are probably better. Although Gallup could outscore either one. Trust your gut on that one. I'd probably go St. Brown. Volume should be there. They should be down against the Cardinals, passing a ton. And then if Thielen plays, he's questionable. If Adam Thielen plays, then maybe I switch it and I go to Gallup. Yeah. But other than that, that's how I break that down. I appreciate your super chat. Would you swap out Odell for either B. Cooks or DJ Moore? Probably B. Cooks. I'd probably play Odell over Brandon Cooks. But, Cooks could go off at any moment, but he's had a lot of subpar games this year, so I'm not expecting consistency because we haven't seen it. 2 questions. Pick 2 for flex, DK, Van, Rondell Moore, or Edmonds. I go Edmonds and DK in that scenario. Then pick 2 for another, Mooney, Connor, Osborne, or Henderson. I go Henderson since he's going to play, unless you read more news that follows up the news we just got that he's going to play. If it says he'll be limited, then back up off it. But I would say Connor and Henderson. I'm not opposed to Mooney, but I think I go Connor and Henderson. But again, if news breaks on Connor being limited, then you can switch up and go a different direction. But Connor and Henderson, if they're playing and getting a lot of work, feel like the safest players to roll out there. Next piece of news: Chase Edmonds activated from his ankle injury. From the injured reserve and should give it a go. Connor and Edmonds are both expected to play, but anything can happen in warm-ups. Make sure you're cognizant of what's going on. Terry McLaurin, concussion practice in full Saturday. So he's expected to play, but again, check back on that one. Trojan with a super chat. Trojan, I appreciate you dropping a super chat, buddy. Smitty, 13-1 and currently playing in the divisional playoff. Need 2 running backs, Javonte, Michelle. I'll probably take Michelle off the board right now unless we hear Henderson will be limited. Dylan, Carter, Edmonds, Penny. Thanks, bro. Okay, so you need 2 running backs. I'm going Javonte, and I'm either going Penny or I'm going Dylan. I don't hate Edmonds. I like that move too, but Dylan and Penny. And honestly, man, Penny's probably safer. Dylan's probably higher risk, but higher reward. So I hope that helps you. And I can't really tell you one or the other. You kind of got to go with what you need. If you need safety, if you're out to a good lead, you want safety, then go Penny. He should get the volume. Dylan could get you 4 points, or he could get you 20. Penny should get you 12 or 10 or somewhere around that range. He's also got pretty good upside to be a 100-yard and a touchdown running back. But like we see a lot of times when a player does well like this, like Penny, he can then drop back down to earth. So, Dylan's not a bad play. Sadly, I started Stevenson against my better judgment. I guess I should not ask anymore who to start questions, says Sketch. Well, I mean, depends who you were going to go with. I mean, he was a good play, Just because a guy doesn't do well doesn't mean it wasn't a good play at the time. In hindsight, everything's 2020, but he was set up to do very, very well, and it just didn't pan out. I mean, JT could have had 107 yards, and people would have been like, you did okay, but a lot left on the field, man. But broke off. Like Ramondre, just things didn't break well for him. Who you going with, Silver? See here. You're like an uncle I never had. I know you won't break character, but dude, you're all around humble, chill, funny. I don't know if you're talking to me. If so, appreciate that, MJ. If not, I'm embarrassed because I thought maybe you're talking about you're probably talking about somebody else. I'm like, thanks. And just so you guys know, I got a little surprise for Door League 2. You know how Door League 1 has the DK Metcalf jersey, right? Door League 1 has the DK Metcalf frame jersey. I know some of you are mad at DK right now, but it's still an awesome jersey, and DK will bounce back. But I got a little surprise for you. Here's what Door League 2. I haven't announced any Door League 2 prizes yet. You're probably going to get a nice little random grab bag of stuff that I'll announce and show before I ship it out. there'll be nice little prizes for Door League 2. But I got these puppies in. These are my boys over at Custom Fantasy Rings. And let's see here. So we'll be doing a promo and giveaway. But my boys over at Custom Fantasy Rings, I'm going to do a promo and plug the heck out of these guys on the Thursday show. Custom Fantasy Rings. Ziggy, Studio On. Custom Fantasy Rings. Look at this. Look at this bad boy. These aren't your grandma's ring. These aren't the ring that you buy that's $39. These suckers are about $180 to $300 a piece. These rings are made like the Super Bowl rings are made in terms of weight. It's jewelry. It's not a plastic ring. This sucker is heavy as can be. Look, watch. It's on my finger. It just rolls off. Heavy as can be. It's that's on the table there. These rings are about $189 to $300. Your name will go there. Last name. Your record. What was your record? 10-3, 11 and whatever. On this side, the year, your favorite number, 2-digit number. These rings are insane. Door League 2 winner is getting one of these puppies. So, and you'll have your choice of a different version of it. You'll get these guys are on behalf of Custom Fantasy Rings. They'll be giving a coupon code that'll make it free, and you can kind of design your own rather than me just send you, one of these. But we'll be doing a promo for these guys. Fantastic group of people, and these are going to be amazing. We got this one. They sent me some goodies here. Look at this one. This is a basketball one. That one's crazy. This one's heavy. These are heavy suckers. They wanted to mirror and mimic Super Bowl rings. So they feel like Super Bowl rings. They look very similar. They really do. They look exactly like a Super Bowl ring. And there's obviously these can't all be real diamonds, but it looks fantastic, and it's so heavy. Just imagine sitting there at a restaurant. You're like, yeah, can you bring me one more sody pop, please? And bring Silver Rapture is drinking vodka, straight vodka, no rocks. We have enough rocks on the rings. We don't need any rocks. Bring Smitty his soda pop, and bring Silver Rapture and all of Smitty's bouncers. Bring. What are you drinking, Terry, these days? Terry over here, Silver Rapture over here. James Conklin over here. These rings are amazing. So look for the promo. So, okay, not only am I giving away one of these bad boys to the Door League 2 winner, this week I'm giving away an additional one. All of you are in the mix to get it. I'll have a contest on Instagram. You'll have to follow Custom Fantasy Rings, follow myself, comment on a post, and then you can enter to win this ring. So one of you lucky people next week will be winning a ring, and then Door League 2 winner is going to get one. So anyways, I wanted to announce that and let you all know that is coming. Terry says Jim Bean. Okay, that ring doesn't even fit. I got the wrong box. This ring is so big, it doesn't fit. And like I said on Instagram, these are crazy rings. You don't want to pull this out in front of a lady, or they're going to think you're proposing. It's like literally the biggest. This thing is a massive ring. Okay, so that box is for that ring. Look at these suckers, man. These are amazing. So get ready. Giving away one of these for free to one of you fine individuals out there. Contest pending this coming week. I'll announce it on Monday, Tuesday. We'll probably announce the winner on Thursday or Friday. and then the Door League winner will get the other one. Adam with the super chat. Who's winning the Door League 1? I had it on my stories this week. I'll do another update. Door League 1. Adam, I want to say you were in the mix of like the top 5. Don't quote me on that, but I want to say you were. There were 2 different divisions, 2 different actual leagues combined to 1 on Door League 1. And on Door League 2, there are 4 different leagues. And I did it all on my Instagram. It's on my YouTube Shorts as well. So go to YouTube. It's on the YouTube Shorts. And check it out after the show. Appreciate you. Big Conk says, Smitty, why didn't Pittman didn't do anything? Pittman didn't do anything. Yeah, Big Conk, he didn't because how could he, Wentz through for like 55 yards. What's up, Hall of J game? Super chat, Terry. Don't look down on Smitty for Stevenson call. Everyone would have made that call. Thanks, Terry. Yeah, I mean, we all kind of liked him. It was a tough start to watch, And there was even a league where it's Miss Smitty's work league where he was sitting on waivers, and Yahoo doesn't tell you when you go to top free agent running backs and he's not showing up, he's so far down, it's not sorting it or projecting him to do well. So I was in a rush. I have so many leagues, I can't even work the waiver wire on half of my leagues, and I noticed that he was on waivers when the game started in her work league, and I'm like, we should have picked him up for Miss Smitty, and I was so bummed about it. But he didn't do anything. It would have been a horrible mistake. It was crazy how badly Ramondre Stevenson did when he was completely set up to explode. Need another running back to start besides Aaron Jones. I have Dillon, Penny, Freeman, and Sanders. Your safe play is to go Penny. Your safe play might be to go Dillon. Your high upside play might be to go Penny. But that isn't to say Dillon can't have as much upside as Penny, though. It's tough. That's a tough call. You put all your eggs in one basket and the Packers don't do well on the ground, you're done. Whereas you can divide and conquer. Aaron Jones feels like the better play of Dillon and Jones, but bro, that could go either way in a snap. Penny, he had a great game last week, and could he step in and have a horrible dud game? I mean, certainly could. I don't know. I'll probably say, guys, let's go to the vote. What do you think? Who should Drake start besides Aaron Jones? He needs to pick one. Dillon, Penny. I'm not really contemplating Freeman or Sanders. So Dillon or Penny. He's already starting Aaron Jones. Please tell Drake what you would do. Let's give him a little help. 98 people in the room. 44 likes. Terry's not happy. Please punch the thumbs up. Help the channel. I appreciate it. And Drake, thank you for the super chat. I'm going to go ahead and say Aaron Jones and Penny right now, but it's really hard, bro. I just think it'd be hard to leave Penny out of your lineup after last week, and they want to feed him. They've said we're going to feed him. Wilson Jr., Barkley, or Penny. I go Penny, Johnny, but you're not crazy. Ziggy, studio off. You're not crazy. We got to dim these lights. Get back in the mood here. It's a night show. We're doing a night stream. We don't mess around. We don't have the full lighting. G Money taught us that. We're not doing the full lighting on a midnight stream. Anything 10 p.m., 9 p.m. or later, it's a night stream. We got night tones. We're doing it nice, cool, chill. We're doing chill, Smitty. Wilson Jr. is a good play. Barkley's a good play. Penny's a good play, but upside for a tad bit more. I go Penny, but you are not crazy to go Barkley. Is Lamar for sure out? No, not for sure out, bro. He has a shot to play, which sounds very grim. I don't think the hopes are high. Myers wears me out, dropping him in a couple weeks back. Myers is tough to roster, man. He is such an up and down player. And he's got a lot of upside, but Myers is definitely a guy I'm not like super pumped about ever playing. Like, he just worries the heck out of me every time I've got him in a lineup somewhere. And I don't have him in a lineup in a league where I have 3 wide receivers. It's normally like where I have 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and 2 or 3 additional flex plays. What did he even do? What's his final stat line? 6 for 44. Yeah, I mean, it was just a bad game. Patriots just did not deliver. Jonathan Taylor, and the Colts didn't either. And Jonathan Taylor, while he was doing good work, he was like under 4 yards per carry. Just not his fault. Just completely. This is a tough Patriots defense. They were just completely making Jonathan Taylor work ultra hard off like 26, 27, 28 carries. And then he just busted loose on that almost 70-yard scamper into the end zone. What a beast. He is the number 1. He's the 1.1 in all formats. Scott says someone dropped Thielen because he was pissed about the ankle injury, so I had to pick him up. Yeah, I mean, hopefully you can use him. There's a chance you can't even use him, though. You know, what if you lose this week, or what if... So it's like it's one of those gifts that you hope... a gift that you hope you can use. So make sure you're giving him a shot to earn you some of that genius that you just showed in showcase, bro. But by grabbing him, let's hope you can deliver something. Hunter Henry was a tough. Like, some people had him versus like Goddard, and Hunter Henry was a tough play against tight ends that have done better than him for a long time, all year long, So don't beat yourself up if you didn't start Hunter Henry. Don't beat yourself up if you started Ramondre Stevenson. I started Stevenson in like 5 leagues. We're not going to win them all. We're not going to crush every prediction and call we have. We're not going to get the most out of every player every single week. This is going to happen. And hopefully it's one of those things where for majority of us, it doesn't even matter. We still win the game. Because everybody has a guy in their lineup, 1 or 2 players, sometimes 3, that literally do nothing, and everybody else pulls their weight. And so we just need that to happen. We need Ramondre Stevenson's weight to be pulled by somebody else in our lineup. It's just the way it is. And we gotta bounce back. We can't let it affect us. We can't get upset. We can't second guess ourselves. Ramondre Stevenson at the time was an excellent start. And we can't look back and go, oh, woulda, shoulda, coulda. No, there's no woulda, shoulda, couldas in fantasy. If you knew, you would have did it. There was a guy in my fantasy league many years ago. I don't play in that league anymore. But he'd always say, I knew it. He'd always say, I knew it. He did it. And I'd say, no, you didn't know it, Bob. If you knew it, you would have did it. Okay, so stop with the woulda, shoulda, couldas. You didn't do it. You didn't make the start. So stop talking about it. Move on. And just hit a home run. Make a move or an ad or a start you wouldn't have done if you hadn't faced that adversity. Okay, we can cry and complain, or we can look at it like a challenge. We can look at it like a challenge and say, let's figure out how to still win. Let's still be on our game. Take the misstep. Just like when a penalty is called on a player, when your player scores and you go, son of a B. Son of a B, that touchdown should have been mine. I can complain and cry all I want, or I could say, okay, let's see if they get it to him again. Then they go right back to him, touchdown. And then you cried and complained for nothing. Let's just shake it off and move forward. Ramondre didn't deliver, and that's that. And it doesn't mean he's a bad player. We know with our eyeballs, the dude is a good player. It was a bad scenario. It just didn't work. Javonte, Brandon Cooks, Van Jefferson, Michael Carter start 2. Anthony, give me Javonte and probably Van, maybe Cooks. That you could go either way on that one, but put Javonte in. No problem, Gary. Everybody needs a little kick in the rear, even myself. There's times where I'm sitting there shaking my head, like, how did I not see this coming? What am I doing? I can't affect anything that happened. I can only say, hey, let's let that make me do something I wouldn't have done. Okay? It's like getting that speeding ticket. You can cry and complain about it, or you can say to yourself, maybe I would have gotten an accident that I couldn't have come back from a mile down the road had I not got that speeding ticket. Let me let it reshape the way I drive. Maybe I'll start slowing down. Maybe that speeding ticket was a sign that if I didn't get the ticket, I would have gotten an accident. Let me slow down. And so, Ramondre Stevenson, make you play better. Make you make smarter decisions in week 15 here on Sunday that you would have maybe been off on, and you're going to end up washing those points with a good decision. Oh, sorry, Cody. Have Lamar hurt, Hill or Fields? I'd probably go Hill, although Hill is a little bit scary because he's going against the Bucks and he needs to run the ball as a part of his game, and the Bucks are hard to run against. But I don't like Fields. I don't hate him this week, but I don't like him. So I probably go Hill. Hollywood, you play if he goes. McLaurin looks like he's going to play, so start McLaurin. Mooney, I like a lot. Renfrow, I like a lot. So sit Brown and McLaurin. Hollywood, Brown, and McLaurin. So you got to start only 2. If Hollywood plays and Lamar plays, I put Hollywood in. If Lamar's not playing, I don't start Hollywood. I think McLaurin and Renfrow are probably your safest bets right now, unless Lamar plays and Hollywood plays. Then I might start Hollywood over McLaurin, but it's still close, man. McLaurin and Renfrow feel like the best options here, but it's very news dependent. Very news dependent, bro. Dustin, 2 running backs and a flex. Edwards, Gordon. Is that Brian Edwards, wide receiver? Gordon, Carter, Hubbard, Reynolds, and 1 tight end, Jordan or Njoku. I guess I go Njoku, but there's some risk with that game. I mean, it's probably going to play, but I mean, you don't know. Like, here's the thing. If they hit a setback where I'm pretty sure they want the game to play no matter what, like there's a lot of money involved, right? But I mean, if let's say something comes up and there isn't enough time to do anything, I don't know how they reschedule it. So I think it probably happens. I think they almost wanted it to happen anyway. They just all the pressure and Baker and everybody, tweeting and causing chaos. I think they had to do that. They had to make a move, and it was the right move to make. I don't know that anything's going to happen that's going to make that game not happen. I'm just saying there's a possibility. There's that chance that, let's say, things aren't good, and they have to postpone it again, and then it doesn't get replayed. I don't see that happening. I'm just saying it. So it's out there. Give me Gordon. So 2 running backs in a flex. Gordon and Carter and Hubbard. Gordon, Carter, Hubbard, and then give me Njoku. And I appreciate your super chat. We all trusted Stevenson, bro. There's a lot of us that did. And it was a good play at the time. Don't beat yourself up over it. Starting Justin Tucker. Why are you uncomfortable starting Justin Tucker? Is he not supposed to play? I'm embarrassed. I don't know. Beckham or Judy? Give me Odell Beckham Jr. if he plays. He said Edmonds? Did I read that wrong? Did I really read that wrong? Flex Edwards. No, it says Edwards, bro. It says right here, Edwards, Gordon, Carter, Hubbard, Reynolds. Crazy world. You're crazy, crazy world. Smitty, gotta shout it out like this video now. Appreciate you, buddy boy. Crazy world says, Smitty, gonna hit 10K before the season is over. Let's go. Atta boy, crazy. Appreciate you, buddy boy. No, he corrected himself. Okay, gotcha. Thank you, Crazy World. I don't know if it changes. I guess I go Edmonds over Chuba then. On a positive note, I'm playing against Stevenson this week, says Adam. Thank you, Adam, for rubbing that salt into our wounds, broski. Smitty, was that sour cream spread on top of your eggs on your Insta story? I couldn't tell. Yes, the potatoes I get come with sour cream, and I like to. I don't know about you guys, but when I get a little sour cream, a side of sour cream for my potatoes, I put it on my potatoes and my eggs. I can't help but spread it kind of all around. Everybody gets some on my plate. Any hesitation with Murray this week, given the matchup? Kyler Murray? You thinking you mean because they'll sit him or something? I like Kyler. I have no hesitation. Like spree, let's go. Get Smitty to 100 likes on the stream. We got 140 in here. Please punch the thumbs up. Let's get this thing well over 100. And let's let YouTube know what we're doing and how we're doing it. So they tell other people, because that's how this show grows. I need your help. We need to get to 10K. We need to then move to 20, then to 25. It's not just about followers and everything. I do this the right way. I don't do this for views. I mean, of course, the channel has to survive, right? And get bigger, or I can't do this for a living. Or, you know, it has to do well, and it is. We're doing great. But I don't try and like make content just for views. I literally will sacrifice certain topics that other people are doing, and then just crank out week, 15 running back rankings, week 15 wide receiver rankings, week 15 tight end rankings, and they literally do 5 of these videos just to get that traffic of all of those. And like I don't like doing things that way. I like to do things I'm passionate about. I like doing live streams for other reasons, and I don't know. So not everything's about likes for me, but we do want the channel to grow, because then I can do more stuff. So, and bring you guys more content. So when you like, when you comment, when you share, it helps me help you. Let me help you. Help me help you. Smitty, who do I start, Russ or Big Ben or Fields? Give me Russell Wilson, but you're not crazy to go Big Ben. Clocking out for 20 minutes, Smitty. Running to the store. Be right back. Okay. Went against JT and Tyreek this week. Pray for me. Yeah, that's a tough load to face, bro. Get to the chopper. Do it. Smitty, are we still starting McLaurin? We're starting a it depends on your option, man. Like in the case of Hollywood Brown McLaurin, like if Lamar's out, then you're in the same boat with McLaurin and Hollywood. And I probably trust Hollywood a little less. I don't know if I do without Lamar. Maybe I don't. Maybe they're about the same. I don't know. If Lamar's in, though, I trust Hollywood more than McLaurin. So it kind of depends on your options. You know what I'm saying? Smitty, sit to Zeke, Robinson, Carter, Wilson, Jr., Connor. I probably sit Carter and Wilson, Jr., and then start Zeke, Robinson, and Connor. But that's tough, man. This is your first. I just go by Smitty, bro. Smitty is my one singular name. That's just what I go. I've gone by that for 25 years, man. Silver Rapture. Gabe Davis or Cole Beasley. You know, I'd probably go Cole Beasley, but it could go either way. Josh Allen loves Gabe Davis, but he also loves to feed Beasley. So unfortunately, I don't think there's a real clear answer here. He's going to spoon feed one of them. Probably will be Beasley target wise, but maybe Gabe Davis gets the more of the touchdown opportunity. Very, very, very tough. Love the way you interact with us, bro. You the GOAT. Thank you, JD. And I wasn't saying those. So I saw the comment earlier. I forget who said it. Saying the wide receiver ranking videos and all this stuff does help too. I mean, we do that. I'm just saying, rather than crank out 4 different ranking shows like that, I'd rather go live with you. You know what I mean? Instead of doing that, like, if I can. I'm not saying I don't produce. I try and produce more content than anybody anyway. But I'm just saying, like, when it comes to choosing and selecting my content, I won't do it just for the views. And I don't want anybody thinking that when I say, hey, hit the like button. It's not what I'm all about, but we have to grow. What business is like, no, growing isn't important to me. Like, of course it's important. It opens all these kinds of doors. But Smitty, Gibson, or Monty, probably Gibby. Only because I don't trust Nagy. I just don't trust Nagy right now. But do I trust Gibby? Not really. I like him, but I don't know that I trust either. Honestly, man, the more I talk about it, the more I feel like they're very equal in terms of upside and inconsistency and worry. So they're probably very close. Is Lamar out? I would guess he's probably going to be, because the report was they're hopeful, or I forget what the exact wording was, but we're hopeful there's a chance he could play. Like, that never sounds good. Smitty's the GOAT. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you. Thank you, Terry. Terry's the GOAT. You should put your top 20 rankings up on the side of the screen. Yeah, I do that occasionally, or in the middle of the show we do it. But I will start getting back to that, Jeezy, because I used to do that, and it's a good reminder that I need to continue to do it. So I will try and incorporate more of the rankings during the week for you, so that I can do a mixture of what I like to do and what you guys might want to see on top of that. So Lamar's absent is why I'm questioning Tucker. I hear you, but that might, kicking is, I don't love doing kicking rankings, and I don't love doing kicking. I don't care that you ask me. I'm just saying I don't love the topic of ranking kickers, and because it's so unpredictable. Like, Lamar being out could be either good or bad for the kicking game for the Baltimore. They could kick 5 field goals, or they could never get in the red zone. Like, so much is unknown, and there's no formula for that. So it's whenever I get kicker questions, I pretty much tell people, like, I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to blow smoke. So when someone says, hey, which kicker should I start? I'm like, well, in your scoring format, which every scoring is different. Some scoring gives you points for longer field goals, and that will affect certain players will be ranked 2 or 5, or who's scoring the most in your scoring format. Oh, so-and-so. Okay. Start them. Like, kicking and offenses are kind of consistent in a way. Like, this deep into the season, whoever's the 4th highest scoring kicker will probably continue to score right around the 4th highest in terms of kicking. Like, it's once 3 or 4 or 5 weeks start unfolding, you start to know what offenses are going to be in field goal range the most, and then it's a percentage game. How many times are they going to get in the red zone or near the red zone and kick field goals? It's like big data is really easy to predict things when you get deep into it. Jeff Wilson is not healthy, peoples. He's not a good football player at the moment. Yeah, I don't feel great about Jeff Wilson, bro. Who do I usually watch football with on Sundays? Miss Smitty floats around. She can't. Usually about this time of the year, she can't stand it at this point. Like, she likes football. She watches it with me a lot of the time in the morning games. But I do my exclusive YouTube calls, my halftime of the morning game call with my YouTube exclusive group, which any of you guys can be a part of by going to my main YouTube page and clicking the blue join button. And if you do that, you'll be a part of our Zoom community. And we go live on Zoom at halftime of the morning games and live on Zoom at halftime of the Sunday night game. And so a lot of times I'm in those. those environments during the games. And then I'm also, in the early part of the games, I watch them either by myself or I'm jumping in and out of the studio. I'm always working, bro. So like I'm in and out of here and, eating food and watching the game out there in the living room area and then coming back in here. So I'm kind of all over the place, bro. There's no set time, but Miss Smitty's tolerable. And then about this time of year, it's like, I'm not going to watch it today. And then it's like, she stops watching around week 12, 13, 14. But pretty consistent up till about that point. We might do it. She's very good at pick 'em. We might do a Miss Smitty's pick of the week. Miss Smitty's lock game of the week. We'll see how accurate she can be on the year. And maybe I'll go against her. Smitty versus Miss Smitty. What's up, pal? Appreciate you being here. You were so wrong on Stevenson. It happens, bro. I'm not going to be... news alert, I will not be right on everything. It's going to happen. And I apologize that I liked him this week. And he didn't deliver. That's the way fantasy goes. And like I said earlier, let's not complain about it, and let's try and figure out how we can make the best decisions this week for the Sunday games and the Monday and Tuesday games. Maybe allowing this to happen in a way that motivates us to make the right calls that we wouldn't have made had you not been faced with this situation. So, I mean, would you expect me to hit everything, bro? Like, I can't hit everything. You know what I'm saying? I also think there's nothing wrong with him, and everybody's going to start talking about Stevenson being garbage. He's very good. Very good. Proved it during the preseason. Proved it in other times during the season. He's fine. He's good. He could go nuts in the playoffs. He could prove everybody wrong that's about to cast all kinds of shade on him. It was a bad game script. It was a bad game script. And GS like Silver saying, and I could take my lap on it. Like I pumped him up, but everyone liked him. It wasn't just me, bro. He was like everyone's darling this week, and that stuff happens, bro. JT almost had just 107 yards. And this is what we're going to see a lot of. And you're entitled to your opinion, Okafor, and I appreciate you, pal. But this is what a lot of people are going to take away from it. Like, he did bad, now he's garbage. And so many people just tie that to him. Like, one bad performance, and it's not even his fault. Like, what did he, he didn't really do too much wrong. Of course, there's, let's see, where was that stat? He had the one fumble, but it wasn't lost, right? He didn't do too much wrong. He got 10 carries. Like, what is he supposed to do? How is he garbage when he gets 10 carries, though? It's not like he did anything awful. It's not like he got enough opportunity. So, like, I just feel like a lot of people are going to say this about him, and it's just an unfortunate way people look at fantasy sometimes. It's like, boom, did bad, garbage. Look at Madison. Madison did bad, one game, garbage. I know with my own eyes, Madison was fire. Like, I didn't need one game last year to define Madison to me. And Okafor, again, I appreciate you and respect your opinion. I'm not necessarily going at your take. Just in general, so many people are going to call Stevenson trash moving forward. I just think it's unfair to him, and he's got a lot to prove, but he'll prove it quick. Oh, Okafor's joking. Well, now you tell me. Now you tell me, Okafor. Let's see. Colts feel like the team that can upset a higher seed team in the playoffs, says James. They do feel really crafty. They feel real crafty. Called me out. I didn't know you were joking, bro. But I told you the whole time I appreciate you, though. I'm not calling you out. Don't entertain negative comments, says Henry. Why? Henderson, Michelle, or Penny? Penny's safest. Penny's safest, bro. I'm doing good, James. I appreciate you being here. Smitty, have you been watching Hard Knocks in season with the Colts? No, I haven't. I haven't had time. I barely have time for my Deadwood. Deadwood was on HBO. Did anybody watch the show Deadwood? I quit watching it and then they canceled it. So, but didn't they have a Deadwood movie? Anybody see that? Was that good? I might need to catch up on Deadwood and then watch the movie. Taking my lap. Okafor, you don't need to take a lap, bro. You've got enough. Don't take a lap karma in the bank where you can get away with a couple more things than that, bro. I wouldn't have time. I barely have time for Yellowstone. That's what I was trying to say. A stream of only positive comments would not be super useful, says Ronald. Deadwood was awesome. Could have ran another 4 seasons. I guess it was one of the most expensive shows to do, but I find that hard to believe. Like, can't you cut costs and do it cheaper? If like there are look at other shows that have that kind of set and setting. Like you're telling me Game of Thrones was cheap. Like Deadwood was very popular. Like why did they have to cancel it? Henry, the super chat. Henry. Did I miss any others? I don't think so. I think I'm caught up. Henry says pick 2, DJ Moore, Chase Claypool, Russell Gage, Rashad Penny. Worried about Carolina's QB situation and Claypool's antics. Gage seems to be very solid. Pick 2. Give me Rashad Penny for sure. And probably DJ Moore. What's DJ Moore looking like right now? I can't even say I remember what he did his last 2 games. Like, I can't even picture what his stat line looked like. 10 back. So he had a bye week in between. So he has a sandwich, a week 12, then a bye week, then week 14. So he's got the sandwich bye week in between. 10 targets back to back. That's solid. I didn't know that. I didn't know that he had 10 targets back. 20 targets in the last 2 outings for DJ Moore. Give me DJ Moore. 103 yards, no touchdown. And 6 for 84, no touchdown. But still, 20 targets. I like that. I'm going with that. That's pretty solid. So give me Penny. Give me DJ Moore. But, man, anything can happen. But I appreciate your super chat. Love me some Smitty. Pick. Thank you, pal. Pick 3. Foreman, Rondell Moore, Bateman, Jeff Wilson, Peoples-Jones. Probably going to go Foreman and Ronald. I want to say Wilson because he's probably going to get a lot of run, but it just don't feel... I'll say Rondell Moore and Foreman, but it feels risky, man. It's high risk, high reward. High risk, high reward. 6 feet under, made it 6 seasons. That was expensive. That was a good show. It was very depressing, but good. Deadwood was before its time. That's a good point. CGI got better. Things probably got cheaper. You could do a lot with green screening and stuff like that. And you're right. HBO Premium was not a very... Like no one was streaming, right? Streaming was like you're gonna watch TV on the internet. It sounds so uncomfortable in a stool at my desk because I wouldn't get a chair. It'd be at, like no one streamed anything. So it was like you either paid through your TV provider, which was more, like that commitment was different. It felt different. You couldn't cancel like it was just, yeah, it's very, very different. So it's a good point. St. Brown, should feast. Yeah, I wouldn't say so much because of Arizona's secondary. I mean, that's a good point, but it's probably going to be because they're going to be down, and Detroit's going to be just slinging it, and there's no Hawkinson. So I think the combination of that will definitely be make him a good choice. Smitty, should I play Taysom Hill, you mean, versus the Bucks, or Jimmy G versus the Falcons? I mean, God, that's a tough one. That could go either way, bro. I don't know. These are both options I don't love because Hill's going against a tough run defense, and he runs the ball. That's part of his game. The Bucks are impossible to run on. Not impossible, but pretty hard to run on. So, like, I don't know. I'm sure running as a quarterback's a little different than, I don't know the stat differential between running quarterbacks against the Bucks and running, the total run against the Bucks. I'm pretty sure it's pretty correlated. So I'm picturing injured Hill having to do much of it through the air, which he could do, but he's hurt. And then I don't like Jimmy G at all. I'll probably go with Hill, but it's very, very close. Nathan, hey Smitty, you're the man, thank you. Should I go Taysom or Dak? I know Dak's safe, but I love Taysom's rush upside. But do you love it against the Bucks, bro? Probably go Dak, but Nathan, I can tell your gut's telling you to go Hill. So if you don't go Hill, you're gonna regret it. If it ends up going that route. And I don't want to be the guy that pushes you over the fence when I really don't see a big difference. Like, they're very close to me. I'm almost indifferent on it. So I'm telling you to go Hill, barely, kind of. Because I feel like it's what you want, and I don't want to change your mind. I don't know. Jerry, I'd love to know the stat on that. I'll be honest, I don't know. If anybody has a stat on Tampa Bay against running quarterbacks, Jerry's saying they stop running backs but do a bad job containing QBs. I'll be honest, I don't know if that's a true stat or not. If anybody can find that, that would be great, and that would make Hill a much better play. But I find it hard to believe that's like, I'm not saying that that's a lie, but I'm saying it's hard to believe that is like a very obvious stat. Like are they a little bit less tough against running quarterbacks than they are the run on running backs? Probably true. You're probably accurate, but is it like, do they do a bad job, like bottom 5? Like, I don't know about that. Smitty, do a TV movie show. We would love it. I want to, man. I want to do a podcast, a whole, like, I have a channel that I started, and it didn't pick up steam right away, and these things take a lot of time to pick up steam. And I'm just like, is it going to affect my show? I guess my question would be, and I want to know your guys' honest opinion. You got 134 of you still in here. Would you prefer a second channel that was Dynasty content and only Dynasty content, so it's easier to know what you're going to expect, and then keep this one more redraft or everything? Or is it better to keep it all in one place? A lot of shows do have multiple channels. There's advantages, pros and cons to that. I don't like the idea of diluting, but sometimes they can pick up differently and create bigger growth overall. So I'm tempted to entertain the idea of a Dynasty channel. But I also think that our channel encompasses everything. And I don't know if I want to divide it up. So let me know in the chat what you're thinking on that. How good is JT? Man, he's good, Connor. He's real good. He's real good, bro. One place, we are a family. I think it's easier to have separate channels because players have different values. Yeah, I feel that way in one respect, but I also feel like we're complex enough individuals that we can talk about both at the same time. Silver says 1, John says 1, all in one, but have a couple weeks in the off season dedicated to Dynasty. Look, Troy, if you think I'm going to dedicate a couple weeks to Dynasty, you were unaware of what kind of Dynasty content I'm going to drop. It's going to be insane. But yeah, I have a feeling we're not going to do 2 channels. Look, like, here's the thing. Troy, and for anybody that wonders about my off-season content, if you've never been here, and to be frank, this last off-season wasn't normal for me because we did a lot more redraft. I am going to try and incorporate Dynasty and redraft if I don't do this idea, which I don't think I'm going to do. I was just kind of floating it out there to see if anybody had an overwhelming sense of like, let's do a Dynasty channel too. It'll be amazing. And it is one community still. We just, be popping up in different places. But I don't like the idea overall. So I think I'm already ruling it out. So what I'm going to say here is this. Yeah, and everybody's overwhelmingly saying one channel. I'm going to say this. So throw that idea out already. I'm already off it. You guys are going to get a heavy dose of... And Zach, you may have thought I had good Dynasty content last year. I didn't. My Dynasty content was crap compared to what I'm about to drop in 2022. And I mean that as a compliment to myself, not a negative. I'm going to incorporate Dynasty and redraft in pretty much everything I do. So in the off season, when I do a video on running backs 2022, I will do a 2022 redraft and 2022 Dynasty in pretty much everything I say. I'm going to try my hardest to do that. And a lot of the Spotify stuff will be Dynasty, I think, too. So look for me to do a lot of exclusive Spotify Dynasty content. And if you're not following me on Spotify, I'm going to drop the link for you guys, and I'm going to ask you to please go and rate me 5 stars on Spotify. Let me go to get the link real quick. So Spotify released a ranking system. It's a 5-star, 1 out of 5 star, I think 1 out of 5, 1 out of 6, whatever it is. Ranking system. And I need your guys' help to get the Spotify show ranked high. So I'm going to drop the link here, and I'm hoping all of you will just click it real quick for me and hit a full star review on Spotify. It would help me out tremendously. And the Spotify show, I hope you guys are actually going to watch it, because it'll have more exclusive content on there than it does now. Right now it's a lot of just repurposed YouTube content, but it will be absolutely insane. Not taking away anything from the YouTube channel, but we are the only, that I can tell, the only Spotify video show out there that's even sports related. Like, I can't even find enough. I know Joe Rogan is on Spotify. Spotify asked us to do a show early before any other video shows dropped in terms of fantasy football, and I think there's no other sports shows. Like, it's Joe Rogan and maybe a couple others that I don't know about, and us. We are on video on Spotify. Every Spotify podcast I have is a video show. Every single one. So please go to Spotify right there. I just dropped the link. I just pinned it. Please go and give me a full star review on Spotify. I would greatly appreciate it. But as I was saying, redraft Dynasty, I'm going to do everything in one video. So if I'm doing a mock draft, we'll do mock drafts in like August and July and June, and those will be redraft mocks. We'll do Dynasty mocks too. But when I do like a top 10 running backs or a sleeper show or a breakout show or avoid these players, I will do Dynasty and redraft, and I'll try to commit to doing both in every video I do. I want people to be like, this dude doesn't just do redraft, this dude does Dynasty and redraft in the same video. Like, you watch one of his shows, he talks about Jonathan Taylor. He doesn't just talk about Jonathan Taylor for 2022. He's talking about Jonathan Taylor for 2022, 2023, 2020. He's Dynasty and redraft in one sitting. And that's probably more of why we don't need to do 2 channels, because that's kind of my mentality and makeup. So what am I even thinking? Smitty, need help. 1 wide receiver and 2 flex. Higgins, Debo, Ayuk, Gage, Freeman, Penny. Give me Penny. No, give me Debo. Crap. Oh, I can do all of them. Debo, Higgins, and Penny. Easy rock out. I was thinking there was only 2 options. I had to pick 2. Terry says, I am a student who study like crazy in the off season. Sleeper you and the show. I live every day now. I live it every day now. Yeah, and another little surprise. Another little surprise. Guess what's coming to the show? Or actually, Sleeper U. Guess what's coming back to Sleeper U? The mock draft simulator. Your boy Smitty invented, if not the first, one of the very first. If there were any mock draft simulators in 2003, 2004, they were like, they were, you missed my super chat. Okay, I'll look for it, Evan, sorry. If anybody had a mock draft simulator in 2003, 2004, it wasn't out there. It was like hidden on a forum and they were cooking it up or something. Like I developed this bad boy in the very, very beginning. That and the trade calculator. The mock draft simulator is coming back. This mock draft simulator lets you enter keepers. It lets you do rookie draft only. It lets you do a redraft. It lets you do a third round reversal. It lets you enter as many keepers as you want for not only you, but for your entire league. So essentially, you can say, I'm going to enter. Let me see if I can. Let's see here. I don't know if it's going to let me do it. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Can you guys still hear me? So here's the mock draft simulator. Thank you, Terry, for the super chat. Rangers, I got your super chat right here, and I'm gonna find Evan, I'll look for yours right now. Just give me a second. Where is that? Okay, here's the mock draft simulator. So you select the number of teams you want. I'm going to go with a 12-teamer. I'm going to take draft slot number 5. It's a snake. You got the options of linear. So linear would be like a NFL draft. So let's say you wanted to draft, whoever got the first pick in round 1 gets the first pick in round 2, and so on. That would be like the NFL draft. When you have the first pick in round 1, you have the first pick in round 2, the first pick in round 3. That's linear. So if you want to go snake, you select snake. You want to go third round serpentine or whatever it is, and then third round reversal. So we have all those options for you. So you go to snake. You want dynasty? No problem. You want no keepers to enter, but it's dynasty startup? No problem. You have keepers you want to enter? No problem. And then let me zoom in here. Your keepers, you're drafting from the 5 spot, remember? So let's say you drafted Jonathan Taylor at 2.08 last year because you're a smart man. Then boom, you enter in Jonathan Taylor there. Or let's use Jefferson because Taylor. Let's say Taylor was keeper 2.03 for another team. So you're going to enter in Jonathan Taylor. This is entering keepers for other owners. You can enter as many as you want. You can add rows. You can add as many rows as you want. Let's say Najee Harris was like a 3.1. Let's say somebody's keeping Cooper Kupp at 3.3. And you can enter as many as you want. As many as you want. You can enter as many as you have. Let's say we also had In the 5th round, we had Jamar Chase at 5.5. Okay, that's your 5th round keeper. Now we start the mock draft. Boom, you're on the clock at every click. That's the point of the mock draft simulator. We are going to select, and this order isn't right yet, so I'm working on it tonight. So we click Adams here, let's just say. Let's just draft Adams here. So we draft Adams, boom. Already goes past the 2nd round because guess who our keeper was? Our keeper was Justin Jefferson at 2.8, so it already wrote him in. You're on the clock again in the 3rd round. Here's your team right here, continuing to collect your team on the right, and then the mock draft for your review is up here. So you're on the clock right now. Let's say we take, let's say Kelsey's there. Let's say Phil. And again, I've got to adjust this. You draft Kelsey. Kelsey's now your 3rd player selected. Your mock draft is right here, and that continues to put you on the clock at every turn. So you just keep drafting. Let's say you take Mike Evans there, whatever. Keeps collecting your team right here. Want to start over? Go to the top and click start over. Want to do a rookie only draft? No problem. No problem at all. Rookie only. Let's go linear, because linear is how you roll with rookies. You're on the clock. Najee Harris, 1.1. Look at this. You're on the clock again. Jamar Chase, Javonte, all these picks go through. Now you're on the clock. Who do you pick? Let's say Michael Carter. Here's your team right here. Here's the draft log. Want to start over? No problem at all. That's how you do it. That is all at sleeperu.com. Learn about it. Currently, because I'm still tweaking some stuff, know that the mock draft data is using an average of ADP from last year mixed with some new rankings this year, so it's kind of like all over the map right now. So there we go. I'm good vibes. One who hate are those below me. I'd be mad. I'm not sure what's going on here. Tomorrow, should I start Deonta Foreman versus the Steelers or Michael Carter versus Miami? Probably Foreman. If I had to, I'd say Foreman. If I had to. What's here? New viewers come in every minute, and I'm here to show support and help our guy Smitty. I'll try to lower my post. I don't know what's going on. Why you guys are even talking like this? Is someone getting in a brawl in the comments here? Who's going at who here? It's okay. Like if you guys are talking about this, like we have people that cheer on the likes all the time. So I don't know if that's what everyone's saying. Like he's allowed to say this. I want him to say this. I Smitty approve. If this is what we're talking about, I Smitty approve MJ and Terry and anybody else that says this kind of stuff because they're trying to encourage the show. So guess what, MJ?
You've just been Smitty approved.
And if that's not what we're talking about, I'll take a lap. My super chat was okay, Evan. Let me go find it. And then Rangers, I got your super chat here. Roberto, I got your super chat. Thank you. Right here, sir. Kind sir. Where's Evans? Evan, I'm coming for you. Terry Roberts, Smitty, do a TV show. Oh yeah, got that one. Thank you, Terry. Do I start Odell Beckham Jr. or St. Brown? I'd probably go Odell. I mean, keep real close tabs on the news and, you know, the show to make sure you feel comfortable tomorrow with this, because he's still questionable, even though he's likely to play. I don't know how the timing works with the being activated and like what testing needs to be done, or if it's got to be a certain time frame. Like there's a report that says Odell was activated from the dreaded C list, but he's probably going to play. I don't know why it's probably. I don't know why it's not a guarantee. There's a lot of time frames and things involved. So just know that and stay on top of it, Evan, before you like lock it in and walk away from the computer. PPR, QB pick one, Hill or Roethlisberger. I would say Rothy's safer just because of that Tampa Bay rush D and that Taysom Hill runs, the football, and that's a big part of his game. But we've had a few people in here saying that Tampa's bad against running quarterbacks, but I don't know if we have enough data on that. And if anybody has that actual information, then I would love to hear it so I could change my view, because I'll be honest, I don't actually know if that's a real stat that they can struggle against running quarterbacks. I don't know. I also imagine that they'd struggle against a running quarterback that also could throw the ball a ton. Like if you're not extremely worried about Taysom Hill's, throwing the football, which, he can be efficient, but he's not some gunslinger. The defense won't be as caught off guard when he runs, whereas like if Kyler were to run against the Bucs, they're scared of him throwing the football too. So it's a little bit different. So I don't know if I'd even use stats like that for Taysom. Taysom's a different breed. I feel like Ben's a little safer, but Taysom's a good play. It's not a horrible play. He's a good play, but I think Big Ben's a good play too. And they're very, very close. Flex, is that Penny or who's Perry? I think that's supposed to be Penny. Rashad Penny, Edmonds, Foreman. I'm gonna go Penny. I feel like Penny's more guaranteed. I do like Foreman though, but I think Penny's a little more guaranteed. He scored 64 points with Taylor and Kelsey. I have Chubb, Kirk, Odell. You're sitting pretty, Robert. You're sitting pretty, and I think I probably would go Penny now, even more so because it feels like a real safe play for you with the amount of points that you've already scored, bro. You're in a good spot. All right, Rangers, you still here, pal? I'm sorry. Thinking of flexing Penny over Chase and playing T. Hill over Stafford. Cousins. Because it's going to be a fire because of the remaining schedule. Bro, I'm not sitting Chase over Penny. I don't hate it. I'm not going to tell you to take a lap, and it's certainly not like a horrible, like you're going to regret this call. It's very, very, very arguable. I would say Rangers, I'm going Jamar Chase. I just can't sit him. I just can't. I'd find a way to play Penny. I'm not telling you to not play Penny. And I'm not sitting Stafford. Bro. Rangers says, yeah, but bro, we're okay with it here. We're okay with it. It happens all the time. I mean, we have like coaches. They're here to promote and get the likes up. It's fine. I feel you though. I didn't know that was even you talking about it. Chase all day says, with all due respect. Robert, appreciate you being here. Smitty, QBs who run more than 6 carries a game, 6.7 yards a carry, and 4 TDs in 5 games the last 2 years. Against the Bucs, Adam, that's what we're looking at. And 4 TDs in 5 games in the last 2 years. That's not a lot of data. Edmonds or Penny, and I think again, even if there was data that suggested that that running quarterbacks have good success against the Bucs, I probably would bet that those are running quarterbacks that also air it out. So Edmonds or Penny, give me Penny for right now. I watched Banshee today. It was badass. Made me want to open a bottle of whiskey and smoke a cigarette in the shower, says E1111. How many episodes are you in to Banshee, E1111? Because I remember what I told. Was it you that I told to come back and let me know? I will take a lap if you do not like Banshee. I forget who I told that to. I already forget. But I almost guarantee that when you watch Banshee, you have this reaction. Like E1111, his reaction right here, like it's almost underwhelming. Like I normally see bigger reactions than this. I'm just kidding, E11. But E1111, how many episodes in are you? This is a textbook reaction when people watch this. Just watched one watched it before the game. Okay. Keep watching, dude, it gets better and better. Like E1111, they didn't even have the budget yet, I think, when they first started it. The storyline's amazing. And once it gets a bigger budget, oh my god. It's like you think it's good now. The writing is Breaking Bad talented. The writing for Banshee is as good and complex and dynamic as Breaking Bad. I don't want to hear it. It is as good and dynamic. It's a different storyline completely, but it is so complex and diverse. There's more things going on in Banshee all the time than any show I've ever seen. It's like you don't even know what way to look. It's so much chaos tied together. It's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. You watched the pilot of Yellowstone? It's good too, huh? They got you hooked, I could tell. Henry says, bro, can I get my question answered? Pick 2, Dylan, Penny, Connor, Sanders. Give me Dylan and Penny. Connor and Penny's okay. I'd lock Penny in. He feels like the most guarantee for targets. Connor, we don't know what his volume's going to look like. Dylan, we kind of don't know what his volume's going to look like. Sanders, we definitely don't know. Give me Dylan and Penny, but barely. And you could definitely convince me otherwise. Henderson or Penny. Right now I'm going Penny, but like news could shape that for me. I could definitely feel differently. Yellowstone pilot starts out crazy, says Blackbeard. I'm telling you right now, watch Yellowstone, watch Banshee, watch Borgia, singular, not the plural version. The Borgias is different. That's Showtime. That's Showtime's soft attempt to make that show. But Borgia, absolutely phenomenal. Terry, how many episodes are you into Borgia? Zeke or Aaron Jones? Give me Aaron Jones. Give me Aaron Jones. I'm way more worried about Zeke than I am Aaron Jones for right now. Thank you, Smitty, the man, and thank you, everyone in the chat who chimed in. I'm sorry, man. It's so hard to get to everything. I'm never trying to ignore anybody. You know, some people take it pretty personally, like Smitty's ignoring me. Man, I never get my question answered. Like, I think there's about per 2-hour show, we have about 3,500 to 4,700 comments that come through. It's like, imagine it, bro. Imagine it. It's not what any of you think, too. I promise you. It's so much different. It's so much more overwhelming. And you got super chats. You got to work, like, come in, which is a great problem to have. But trying to balance it all is absolutely tough. Tua or Hill? Probably go Hill, but Tua's got a good matchup. Terry, you just started it. Okay. Y'all saying all this about Zeke, watch him go off. He could. I mean, he could. We're not saying he can't. Like, no one's saying he's garbage. But I certainly think he's lost a big step. I certainly think he's given us enough concern, especially when he had the ball all to himself last week. Nothing happened, you know, and you can blame some of that on the team, sure. But I don't know. I don't know. He'd have to literally fall in the end zone. To be, I think, which he could do. Like, so you're not wrong. He could have a good game. But you're talking about Aaron Jones. I'm worried about Zeke more than I'm worried about Aaron Jones. Saquon or Penny? Give me Penny, but it's close. Very arguable. You need 3 running backs, Mixon, Chubb, Fournette, and Gordon. Give me Mixon and Chubb locked and loaded. And if Fournette plays, you play Fournette. I mean, it's a pretty simple question. If Fournette doesn't play, then you got your answer. But let Lenny just watch him. Make sure Lenny's good to go. No, you know, nothing's going to prevent me from starting him if he's a go. Where do you play chess? What's your handle? I don't know if you're talking to me because I haven't talked about this, so I imagine you're talking to somebody else. But I do play chess. I play on chess.com. But I don't know that I have time right now. Oh yeah, it's a fun problem to have though. Says Rangers. Yeah, it can get overwhelming. Not in a bad way, but just like it's hard to get to it all. especially as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, like when you have literally like a question every you have about a question every 2 questions every second roughly. And sometimes the chat slows down at times, and sometimes it bottlenecks, and then like 5 questions come in, so it really is like a question a second. Sometimes way more. What's your favorite chess piece? I mean, probably. I mean, the king has to be, but I don't know. I guess a rook. Do I think any games will be canceled, Ivan? I mean, those are tough. That's a tough thing to answer because like the Tuesday games that were moved, we don't know if they're gonna have enough time. Answer questions though. I'm answering questions the whole show, bro. I mean, we've been doing it like an hour and 30 minutes in. And I normally do at least an hour or 2 hour show. Like at some point, like I slow down a minute, you know, to talk about other things and rant. It's part of the personality of the show, or I guess my personality. So like, I can't please, like Grandpa always said, the dough. Grandpa always said I could please some of the people all the time, all the people some of the time. But the dough, I will never please all of the people all of the time, no matter what I do. There are people that love the little rants and sidesteps and talking about TV shows real quick when I've done an hour and 15 minutes of fantasy football straight Q&A, answering more questions than any channel you can find out there. Like, find me another channel that answers more questions than I do. And then on top of that, I'm talking for movies and TVs and just talking about general dude stuff. Or it's not just dude stuff, you know. Anybody likes TV shows. But it's like, then I'm doing that, and then that's bad. Like, I don't know. I can't please everybody, the dough. And maybe you're not talking about me. I don't know. Maybe I need to take a lap. But I thought that was directed toward me. So if it's not, my bad. Thanks, bro. Just worried about Chubb. Chubb will be fine. Not to mention, I'm answering fantasy questions the entire way, even when I'm ranting about something or talking about a TV show. But, like, that's my interest. This is my show. And I'm not trying to say anything negative, but just, like, this is my show, bro. Like, I like to be me. You know, I'm not going to just be robotic and be like, answer more questions. You know, it's like, it's not going to please everybody. It's definitely not going to please everybody, but nothing would. Even taking that approach and not talking about, like, there are people being here going, hey, Smitty, why don't you ever talk about yourself? You know, and I'd be like, can't do it. Must keep answering questions. Robot. I am sorry. Must move on. Quota. Question quota. Behind 4 questions. Must do it. Must continue. Take out Goddard. Says, with all due respect. People have got very sensitive lately, says Ronald. I need to take a lap into 2022. Why? What's up, Dan? What's up, Dan? Appreciate you, pal. Goddard, a start in a 12 team. Yeah, as long as he's healthy, I like Goddard as a 6 to 10 tight end. Thank you, pal. I took my lap 2 weeks ago. I'm still running, says MJ. What did you take your lap again for? I forget. Goddard or Dalton? Probably pretty darn even, man. I might lean Goddard. Sometimes you're louder than normal, says Miss Mitty.
Sometimes you are louder than normal. Sometimes you are louder than normal.
My bad. I think we're calling it anyway tonight. I got told to take a lap for starting Miles Sanders over Cordero. I got you. Appreciate all of you. If I missed any questions, I will be here. The doe or anybody that feels like I didn't answer the question that they wanted, I'm sorry. Number one, never trying to do that. But I will definitely try and answer everyone's question if they ask it tonight, in the next hour or two. And then obviously I'll try and answer everything for 12 to 24 hours. But usually the Saturday night show, because Sunday comes, it's irrelevant to answer questions. So only the Saturday night show, I don't really go 24 hours answering questions because kickoff happens. It's all irrelevant. So ask me tonight and I'll try and get to you in the next hour or so. So ask right now, though. Don't ask me like at 7 a.m. Like if I missed a question, ask me right now when I end the chat or end the stream. You'll see 0 comments. It's your chance to ask me a question and I'll get back to you. So I'm hitting end right now. We'll put all the best comments of the last minute here on screen as we fade away into the night. Good luck in week 15, everybody. Join me in the morning. I'm live the entire 1 hour leading into kickoff on my Instagram account, The Fantasy Football Show. So get on over to Instagram, The Fantasy Football Show. I'm live the entire 1 hour leading into kickoff. So join me there. Appreciate everybody. Have a great night. And let's go week 15.